for the future as she stepped into high school. Still, she felt the pressure for good grades because it was all for college, right? A good college. And we all know how important a good college is. Good college, good internship, good job, more money, buy a house, start a family, have kids, get a promotion, more money, work, work, work. But the carousel never stops turning, right? It never stops turning until it's met with a looming figure that is death. Still, when Emily was on her deathbed, she wondered what she'd contributed to the world. But no one was there to tell her. Emily always saw time as a race. And in her race, she had lost everything that mattered. But time isn't a race. Time isn't speeding up, it's constant. So we should allow ourselves to slow down. Emily didn't. In our fast-paced world, it is crucial to change our mindset from racing against time to embracing it, so that we can savor the simple pleasures and the small celebrations, rather than always looking ahead to the next big thing. So I say, look at time like a tapestry. It's interwoven with the threads of our past choices, our present choices, and the echoes of our actions in the future. We'll journey through these three threads, looking at our current mindset through historical actions and current practices. These practices can often lead to stress, isolation, and unsustainable practices. This means that we'll apply our concepts to our future actions so that we can avoid these consequences and embrace life in slow motion. I am Ashia Agarwal, and the carousel never stops turning. So let's start at one of the first stitches in the tapestry, the Romans. Remember the Romans? The marble columns, bustling streets of ancient Rome, people swept up in a whirlwind of their own grandeur. The Romans, with their insatiable thirst for conquest and glory, forged ahead for further greatness. For centuries, they reveled in their glory, expanding their empire across continents. Yet, as they reached for the stars, they failed to see the cracks beneath their feet. They failed to savor the simple pleasures of life, such as relaxing in the shade of a wine pergola tree or laughing at the kids playing in the streets. And so they expanded. Central explains that the need to be seen as capable, as perfect, can prevent us from slowing down, as that sparks feelings of inadequacy and shame. And so as the Roman Empire expanded, so did their pace of life, until everything got consumed by this urgent clamor of progress, and the Romans found themselves confronted with a harsh truth: that in their race for time, they had lost the very essence of life itself. So let's make the lessons from the Roman Empire our Roman Empire, as we find ourselves at a crossroads not unlike that of ancient Rome. Currently, our sustainable practices are decreasing the amount of time we have left with this world. The world is heating at an alarming rate. NASA reported a 2.45 degrees Fahrenheit increase in temperature in 2023. But it's all for growth and development, right? I had a friend in middle school. Every day she brought a plastic water bottle. One day out of curiosity, I asked her, do you go home, do you fill that up and rewash it every day? She said, why would I do that? It takes so much time. It is faster to just get a new one every day. And so in her race to be efficient, she had contributed over 100 bottles to our landfills. But it's not just my friend, right? That plastic bag you used at the grocery store the other day, the car you used to drive here, that Amazon fast delivery order you placed last night with your gifts for all of the speakers, obviously, and that paper you threw in the trash because the recycling bin was just a little too far. It all adds up. And so, in our race against time, we're diminishing the amount of time the world has left for us. Still, the world has ways of making us slow down. The Ice Age proved this, literally freezing the world to make it stop moving. Even the climate recognizes the need to slow down. Why can't we? Remember that within the grand tapestry of time, individual threads matter. One action can have a ripple effect on the rest of the planet, on the rest of your future. Just like pulling one thread can unravel the entire tapestry. So let's endeavor to slow down our constant busyness. Numerous studies showcase that task overload, mental stress, and busyness can lead to hyperactivity internally. This means hyperactive outside, hyperactive inside. That means all you're doing is turning that carousel faster. Your heart pumps brain to your blood faster to cope with your constant busyness, impairing the blood vessels and damaging the connectivity between your heart and your brain, leading to a cohort of medical issues, from anxiety, depression, to arrhythmias and heartburn. Overextending yourself is like cutting your own thread in the tapestry shorter. So remember Emily? We talked about her? Well, in high school, she was the president of 5 clubs, joined 3 other extracurriculars, founded a nonprofit, and was a cross-country runner. Pretty impressive resume, you'd say, right? Well, this led her to have a profound sense of isolation from her peers. And this habit continued into her adulthood, leading her to have insomnia and depression. Eventually, she died all alone of a heart attack at the age of 45. So remember Emily, remember the Romans, and embrace living life in slow motion. You might say, Ashia, there's such a challenge to find time. And as a high schooler, I couldn't relate to that more. But cultivating the awareness of the important things means that you can be there 100% in every conversation. You can meet your commitments. You can have the time to sit here and watch high schoolers talk about the most important things to them. This awareness is important. And so I encourage all of you to participate in mindfulness practices, whether that's meditation, yoga, deep breathing. Personally, I like walking, whether that's a nature walk or just taking the 8 minutes of passing period we get in school every day. But this can manifest in a multitude of ways, from a leisurely meal to some quiet moments of contemplation in the morning after you wake up. So take part in mindfulness, as that allows you to cultivate this awareness of the most important things. Still, I'm gonna let you do something fun. We said there's a challenge for time. Well, I'm gonna give you the power to control time for yourselves for 24 hours. Me, being the genius that I am, have created a machine that allows you to go anywhere you want, do anything you want for 24 hours. So tell the person sitting next to you what you would do and why. Go. Okay, let's see what you came up with. So, who said that they want to sit right here in the present, listen to the rest of my speech, and watch the upcoming closing ceremony? No one? So you've all failed, essentially. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm just joking. Let's see what you actually said. So if you said you'd travel, say I. Okay. If you said you'd go to work, say bop. No one? Let's see. Did anyone say that they want to go try some new food? Say cacao. Anyone say that they want to go make up that calculus or APUSH test they missed? Say boo. So this shows us that we chose the most important things in our lives, to spend time with the people that we found most important, to do the things we thought would make us the most happy. And that, my friends, is living life in slow motion. So cultivate an awareness of the most important things, as every action you take has a ripple effect and can affect your entire future and the world. So participate in mindfulness so that you can contribute to a healthy life for yourself and to a sustainable world around us. Emily realized on her deathbed that she should have taken the time to create connections with herself, with others, and with the world. Now, while her thread in the tapestry may have been insignificant, yours can be full of fulfillment and meaningfulness that transcends the constraints of time itself. I'm Ashia Agarwal, and the carousel never stops turning. Thank you.